Hi, today I want to talk about the memories that I had with Dadua. Dadua was really just an amazing person that I would always aspire to be like in my life. Hopefully one day I can be like him. And he inspired us in so many different ways that maybe he doesn't even know, and hopefully he knows that he inspired us in so many different ways. My recent memories of him are when he came over to Australia. In Australia, I think I was, just almost with him almost every day. So some of the best memories I had with him were going shopping with him. I took him to even fix my AirPods, and the great thing about Dadua is that he would always be grateful for these little things, like just going out anywhere, and he was always happy to spend time with us, and he really enjoyed that, which is truly just a really amazing, I guess, characteristic of him. And more memories would be every time I'd come home from work or university, I'd come home, he'd be like sure with a massive smile on his face. And when I was in when I was working at the reception, he'd come over, he'd always say hi whenever he came over, and he'd, be so happy to see me work there, which, made me happier throughout the day and made me want to work there. And it was really good to see him there all the time. In Bangladesh, I had so many memories of him. I think he took us to get fuchka every day, which was really, really great. And, he'd take all of us, me, my cousins, Agnik, Shuddha, Orgoda, to go get fuchka every day. He'd buy us whatever drink we wanted as well. And yeah, he just loved taking us to different places. He'd love taking us to the markets. And it's just really great. And from Bangladesh, where we were just getting fuchka, in Australia, we were getting coffee. I think the great thing about Dado is that he enjoyed taking us all out, and I have so many memories with him as well because I recently saw him as well. More memories would be even earlier in my childhood. I do remember that when I used to go to school, back when I was 5 or 6, I used to skip school all the time, and he'd always get me some sort of food at the canteen that was near the St. Paul's. And yeah, I do remember that I'd come home and watch TV with him. Yeah, and truly Dado is just an amazing person, and it's really sad to see him go away, but his memory will always live on, his legacy will always live on. So I will always be grateful for what Dado has provided for me, and he's a person that I'll always look up to when it comes to, I guess, my future and succeeding in anything I do.
Hello everyone, my name is Shuddha, and today I want to be talking about the amazing memories that I have with Dadua and some of the best times I've shared with him. So ever since we were little, we've been going to back to Bangladesh every year to visit our lovely grandparents and our cousins. And honestly, Dadua was always there for us. He, every time we went to Bangladesh, at the middle of the night, he would take us all the way across the bridge to the other side of the road and find some random little place in the middle of the street and take us to eat the best fuchka we have ever eaten in our lives. Honestly, Dadua was an amazing person, and we saw it in every person who we would cross by in the store would say hi to him. Everyone would wave to him. Everyone would smile as soon as he was there, because he kind of infected everyone, including myself, with his endless joy and positivity that he had in this world. Honestly, it's something that I look up to very much, to be like him one day. He honestly put everyone else above himself. Literally everyone. If you were to make a top 10 list of the people he cared about, he wouldn't appear on this list because he literally cared about everyone else except himself. Whenever I look out at the sun, I know that's him smiling over us and kind of encouraging us to do our best after even he's moved on. Every time I look at the sunset, I know that's him going to sleep and wishing us a good night and taking his oshud before bed. Really, Dadua, you're in all of our hearts, and we carry you with great pride through us. You're one of a kind in this world, and there's no one really like you. And I don't know how long there is going to be until there's someone like you in this world, because you are truly one of a kind. And, you mean so much to all of us, and you've done so much for all of us. And I really, really applaud you for that. You taught me how to write when I was young. You taught me how to be curious and learn more when I was older. And you left me memories that I will never forget in my entire life. You taught me how to be a good person and look out for everyone else. And you taught me how to care for everyone. And you taught me how to talk in such a great manner. I really, really want to thank you for being the person that you were, and you're always going to be living on, and you give us a great legacy to carry on through the ages. তোমাকে অনেক অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ দাদু. We love you so much, and thank you so much for being a part of our lives.
নমস্কার, আমি আজকে দাদুর জীবনের সাথে আমি একটু কথা বলতে চাই। আমার জন্মের সময় আমার মা আর বাবা প্রথমে মনে করলো যে ওদের একটা মেয়ে হবে, আর এই জন্য ওরা আমার নাম রেখে দিল দেবাজানি। পরে যখন ডাক্তাররা ওদেরকে বলল যে ওদের একটা ছেলে হবে, আমার মা বাবা দাদুর সাথে কথা বলে আমার জন্য অন্য একটা নাম রেখে দিল, দেবায়ন। আমি অনেক খুশি যে আমি আমার নাম পেলাম দাদুর কাছ থেকে, আর যে আমি এই নাম দিয়ে ওকে সবসময় মনে রাখতে পারবো। আমার দাদুর সাথে প্রথম দেখা হলো যখন আমার বয়স ছিল মাত্র 5। প্রথম দিন থেকে প্লেন থেকে নেমে আমাকে শেখালো কিভাবে ক্রিকেট খেলতে হয়। ওই দিন থেকে প্রতিদিন আমাদের ক্রিকেট খেলা হলো। আমাদের ব্যাট ছিল একটা রান্নাঘরের হাতা, বল ছিল আমার একটা পুরনো খেলনা, আর উইকেট ছিল একটা জুতার বাক্স। 1 মাস পরে আমি একটা সামার টিউশনের প্রোগ্রামে ভর্তি হলাম। যখন দাদু বের করতে পারলো যে এই টিউশনের জায়গাটা হাতার ডিস্টেন্সের মধ্যে পড়লো, দাদু খুশিতে প্রতিদিন সকাল ভোরবেলায় আমার সঙ্গে হেঁটে বাসায় ব্যাক করত। যখন আমার ক্লাসটা শেষ হলো, আমি দাদুকে একটা ফোন কল দিয়ে ও 5 মিনিটের মধ্যে চলে আসতো আমাকে বাসায় নিয়ে আসতে। বাসায় এসে দাদু আমার নৈতের সঙ্গে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের কার্টুন দেখতো আর আমাদের সঙ্গে হাসাহাসি করত। পরে যখন আমি ক্লাস 7 বা 8-এ পড়ি, ও প্রতিদিন আমার স্কুলের বাইরে স্কুল শেষ হওয়ার পরে ঠিক 3:30টায় দাঁড়িয়ে আমার জন্য ওয়েট করত, আর আমরা গল্প করতে করতে আমার বাসায় চলে আসতাম। এই কয়েক বছর যে আমি দাদুর সঙ্গে কাটালাম আমাকে অনেক শিখালো। আমি দাদুর কাছ থেকে শিখলাম কিভাবে সবসময় পজিটিভ আর অপটিমিস্টিক থাকতে, যে জীবনের সবচেয়ে ইম্পর্টেন্ট কাজ হচ্ছে গিয়ে তোমার ফ্যামিলিকে ভালোবাসা, যদিও ওরা অন্য একটা দেশে থাকে। আমার অনেক কষ্ট লাগছে যে আমি বড় হয়ে দাদুর সাথে আরেকবার দেখা করতে পারলাম না, কিন্তু যে জিনিস আমি দাদুর কাছ থেকে শিখলাম সব সময় আমার সাথে থাকবে, আমি সব সময় মনে রাখবো। ধন্যবাদ।
হ্যালো, আমার নাম হিয়া, আর আমি দাদু ভাইয়ের সম্পর্কে কয়েকটা কথা বলতে চাই। সো আমি প্রথমে একটা স্টোরি বলতে চাই। যখন দাদু ভাইয়ের ডিম্বা প্রথম আমেরিকাতে আসলো, আমি 5 বছর বয়স ছিলাম, and at that time I had an iPad, and আমার আইপ্যাডের মধ্যে একটা ভিডিও আছে যখন আমি দাদু ভাইকে ইন্টারভিউ করছিলাম, and আমি ওকে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম তুমি একটা গান গাও, আর ও বললো ললি 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 পপ। আর এটা খুবই একটা মজার ভিডিও, আমি ফেসবুকে পোস্ট করে দিলাম। তারপরে এই ভিডিওটা মনে হয় ভাইরাল হয়ে গেল। দাদু ভাই ওয়াজ এ হিউজ পার্ট অফ মাই চাইল্ডহুড। ও আমাকে স্কুল থেকে নিয়ে আসতো বাসা পর্যন্ত, আমরা একসাথে হাঁটতাম, বাইক করতাম। ও আমাকে সুইমিং ক্লাসে নিয়ে যেত, আমাকে পিয়ানো ক্লাসে নিয়ে যেত, আমাকে নাচের ক্লাসে নিয়ে যেত। সবসময় আমি আরো দোকানে যেতাম। সো দাদু ভাইয়ের সাথে আমার অনেক ফান মেমোরিজ আছে। প্রত্যেক বছর আসতো আমাদের বাসায়, অ্যান্ড আমার মনে হয় একটা জিনিস যেটা আমাকে শিখালো হচ্ছে গিয়ে যেখানে তুমি যাও সবসময় ওপেন মাইন্ডেড থাকতে। ও সবসময় শিখতে চেষ্টা করতো, খুবই কিউরিয়াস, মানে এই পরিবেশটা কিরকম আমাকে শিখালো। যেখানে তুমি যাও সবসময় একটা ওপেন মাইন্ড নিয়ে যেতে আর সবসময় শিখতে। No matter how old you are, learning doesn't stop. শেখার কোনো শেষ নাই। আর দাদু ভাই খুবই হাম্বল ছিল, আর আমাকে শেখালো কিভাবে খুবই ইজি গোয়িং হতে সিচুয়েশনে, আর খুবই কিভাবে হার্ড ওয়ার্কিং এন্ড হাম্বল থাকতে। সো আমি দাদু ভাইকে খুব মিস করি আর অনেক মিস করব, কিন্তু আমি মেক শিওর করব যে that the lessons that he taught me, I can bring it with me into the rest of my life.
Namaskar, my name is Shayan Roy. Today I want to talk about Dadu Bhai. Thankfully, I have many amazing memories and experiences that I had with him. My earliest memory is seeing him at my daycare during playtime, which was next to our house, making me smile every day. I remember playing cricket with different household items. I also remember walking with him, Baba, and Nishan while playing Pokemon Go. But the best memory I had was laughing at Pingu and Larva, which are cartoons, watching Pingu and Larva with him, always making my day better. My latest memory was at my 10th birthday party, which might have been the best birthday party I ever had. It's been 6 long years after that, and as you can tell, I'm not a chubby 10-year-old anymore. While unfortunately, Dadu Bhai won't get to see how much I've grown since then, I believe he will always be seeing me from heaven and keep blessing me. I will miss you, Dadu Bhai's smiley face, and I hope he rests in peace. Dhanyabad.
One of my first memories of Dadu was how he'd stick up all my drawings on the almari. When I went to Bangladesh, I'd do silly little drawings of Disney princesses, and he would display all of them. And as my drawings shifted from Disney princesses to female pop stars, he rearranged them to add more. Those drawings were still up on the almari the last time I visited Bangladesh, almost a decade later, stuck carefully and affectionately with magnets and tape so that none would fall off. Dadu cared so much for his grandchildren and took an interest in all of our lives. When I'd read a novel, Dadu would stop to check the title and check how many pages I had to go. He'd read every word of my school projects out loud, making sure not to miss anything. And when Dadu found out I'd won an academic award for school, he was more excited than I was. I remember him saying on the phone, "Didi bhai, ami ashtesi, ami tomar award ceremony er jonno ashtesi." My award ceremony is today, and although I can't send him photos, I hope that Dadu is watching and that he's proud of me. Dadu was selfless. I watched him diligently give Bodhi her medicines at the proper times of the day, every day. He cared about everyone else more than himself. In fact, I never heard him brag about his many achievements. Dadu was a lawyer, a principal, a grandfather, and he loved to learn new things. My love of learning, my namesake, is shaped by that of Dadu, and I will always carry this with me. Dadu, I hope you know how much we miss you, and I wish you all the best in your spiritual journey.
Namaskar. Amar naam Kea, and I wanted to start this message on a little lighter note. I remember that Dadu Bhai used to call me green chili, and green chili in Bangla translates to Gachamorich. Gachamorich is a nickname given to people with a very jalak behavior. Something that represents just how jalak I am is when I was really little, maybe even like 2 years old, and I would every day watch Dadu Bhai's iPad. But as soon as I heard Ma's car coming, I'd immediately go back to sleep and pretend like I was never watching his iPad. And this was all meticulously planned out, just so Ma could never get mad at Dadu Bhai. Something that really sticks with me, and something that I have learned from Dadu Bhai, just from my few years of being with him in person, is that he was able to create such a deep, loving, and trustworthy connection with someone who is just like 5 years old. He taught us to keep an open mind and not judge anyone by how they were perceived at first. Dadu Bhai, I will truly miss you, but the memories, the lessons, the things you've left behind will always stay with me. Thank you. ধন্যবাদ।
তাই তোমার আনন্দ আমার পর তুমি তাই এসেছো নিচে আমায় নইলে ত্রিভুবনেশ্বর তোমার প্রেম হতো যে মিছে তাই তোমার আনন্দ আমার পর তুমি তাই এসেছো নিচে